Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2, and listen, I'm living in fear over here. These fish guys, these Lumeris, they've got me concerned. I don't know if it's the case that they can actually win the game faster without us, but it might be the case that they can win the game faster without us, and they keep making deceitful, sneaky noises. And mostly what they're doing is they're sending me messages on which they have written, "I am feeling deceitful." But that counts. It still makes me nervous. So I'm gonna let's set up production in our city here, and then I'm going to carefully take note of. Eco habitat's not so good here. It's only one population slot, but I guess let's take one population slot, and then we're gonna swap everything to atemporal finance, and then. Man, I was just thinking about, like, why is this called atemporal finance? That's a little strange. But, like, if we discover faster than light travel, and then we discover a race of beings who can change the passage of time locally, man, that would have some effect on the financial markets, wouldn't it? Anyway, focus. Hey, SB. What's your current earnings? 520,073 dust. Let's hit the button. 520,073. So we're going to observe the difference between this turn and next turn and try to get a sense of how much of that is our money and how much of it is theirs. I'm not talking because I'm afraid I'll forget the number. 520,073. Okay, so about 40,000 dust was made between the two of us over that turn. That's actually really good. So we were almost half of that. For the Lumeris to... Pirates? Wait. Pirates are being blocked. I click show the location of this event. There must have briefly been a hostile ship on Circini? Yeah, it's definitely showing me Circini. It's kind of showing me the space between Ying and Circini. Our traders shouldn't be running through Ying, so I assume it's... I don't know what happened. Whatever, we're fine. Actually, we're not fine. We're definitely still down all that money. But also, this thing doesn't update in real time, so whatever. Anyway, my point was... We are only slightly less than half of the amount of dust that we saw. If they're making more dust than we are, it still doesn't make sense for them to break the alliance in terms of trying to win the game, unless they're producing quite a bit more dust than we are, because the amount of dust that we have to produce as an alliance is probably in the neighborhood of 150% of what we would have to produce alone. So as long as I'm still producing, honestly, as long as I'm producing more than half of the amount of dust they are, it still makes sense for them to stick with me. Right, yeah, because our alliance would have to research 6 endless technologies, while a single player has to research 4. So yeah, it makes sense for them to stick with us if we're producing even close to as much dust as they are. And the fact is, we are. Unfortunately, 40,000 dust per turn is not going to cut it. We're going to have to drive that number up a little bit. Second Dying Embers have finished exploring. We did it. We did all the exploring. That's all the exploring that there is. That's not correct. Look at all these. Do your job. Stop being a problem and do your job. Okay, everybody in the galaxy wants to talk to us. You don't need to expand any further. You're already expanding more than I think is reasonable. Okay. One of the alliances has gone to Cold War with us.
Your actions deserve the closest scrutiny.
Horatio has an eternal task to beautify.
Alright, everybody's feeling sneaky and stuff. Whatever, man. Here's the deal. You don't get to tell me...
What is the appropriate greeting in these circumstances?
Yeah, you don't get to tell me what the terms of our relationship are going to be. That's not how things work. I tell you what the terms of our relationship are going to be. And in fact, look at the diplomatic pressure thing here. We are so over pressuring them by rooting their systems and stuff.
We have nothing to say to this. For your deeds, a special place in the... Do you enjoy disturbing us?
They're hostile, but they may not be able to do anything about all of this stuff that we're doing here. So we can make a little demand here. So we can apply temporary malice on the other empire if they refuse our demand. I think they want their resources. Yeah, refusal penalty, economic sanctions. That makes sense. Not super clear on like this. Okay, so we get a free resource turn. Hey, you. Give me... Man, I don't even want any of their stuff. Never mind. I'm not going to burn my... I guess we could take their dust. Hey, I want 4.2k dust. No, I don't think that there's any value in pushing them around any further. We have pressure over them. We can make demands if demands need to be made. Okay, so... Let's pick up super light content. Give us some ability to pressure other people. Make it clear to other people that they're in danger if they keep messing with us. And then... Probably... Big ship tech? I'm just thinking, like... A lot of the other civilizations, a lot of the other people are threatening us. They're making noises about betraying us. Maybe it would be a good idea for us to be ready to fight. There's a system improvement, a unique system improvement we could build that would give us a lot of influence. I don't know that I need a lot of influence. And then like cultural invertex, and that'll get us into the last tier over here. We could think about another endless tech. Alright, we're continuing to push dust everywhere we can. Sure, we did just pick up some new dust-based system improvements too. Alright, but yeah, I think with the extra influence stuff that we're constructing, we should be... And yeah, look, our money returned to normal. The blockade did immediately end. Alright, Cersini, what do we have access to now? Well, we definitely need pulvis production. We need that. Yeah, alright. Talk to me after you build that stuff. You know, I'm not too worried about the approval on this system. I think we're doing alright there. I'm just not answering my messages until they hurry up and get to being done sending us messages. So the Vultures are attacking us. Give me this. Ah, the Vultures declared actual war, huh?
You're one of our favorite fish in this galactic sea.
These space tendrils are a little creepy. Yeah, I could see that. Faster travel means bigger profits, so we're golden. Want to plant some more? I do. I'm gonna tendril up all of your systems.
It is my role to deliver whatever it is.
So here's a declaration of war.
You're one of our favorite fish in this
Whatever you're planning, you don't want to hurt us harmless Sovereign.
The Sophans don't actually want to be at war with us. They have immediately offered a truce in exchange for me giving up Rassam. Well, that's not going to happen. Alright, so what's the deal here? What do we got? We have a 24-point fleet of entirely medium ships. So obviously we're going to refuse this. So you cannot have my stuff. But we might be able to negotiate something else. They were close enough to not wanting to be at war to basically backdeal and betray their ally. We might be able to figure this out with a different set of terms. A set of terms that's a little better for me. So I have access to a lot of technology that you do not. I don't want to give them anything that's going to directly increase their science output, because a Vulture-Sophon alliance is threatening to us on the science axis. But we could give them some other stuff that they'll like. We're not making a lot of headway here. Obviously, they would love it if we would offer them a system. We will not be doing that. You cannot have my systems. What else do we have, though? What else is of value? Everybody loves this stuff. No, it didn't have any effect at all. What about some antimatter? I don't know, like 100 antimatter? Let's see if this makes any dent at all. It made a lot of dent, actually. A large dent was made. If I increase the amount... I believe there is an amount beyond which... Yeah, that's what I wanted. It was for you to just add 200 to the existing amount. That's not... It was 2. It was 2. Man, I hope they fix whatever bug it is that causes text entry to be impossible in these boxes. Yeah, so you click and it empties, and then you wait a couple of seconds, and then the initial value reappears, and then you wait a couple of seconds. So, like, okay, the problem is that if I haven't entered text... Alright.
Well,
I have, like, when you click in the box, once you clear the value, you have, like, a second to enter more stuff, or else it fills it back in for you, I guess. How about all of this? Yeah. I love 8 adamantium. That's my favorite. Because if we can negotiate a truce with the Vulture's alliance partner, and then just retreat from that space battle, we can end the war without losing anything. Okay. We can do this. This is 1,500 influence. We have enough influence to make a good deal here.
well,
Like some Hyperium too? How about like 100 Hyperium? Yes, 1,100 Hyperium is what I want to offer you today. Oh, the payoff. The payoff's getting so close. Oof. It's so difficult to change values. Amplitude, please, help. Wait, that actually did make a difference, didn't it? Hard to say.
well.
No, it didn't. Oh, I put it back to 100. This game. Alright, you want some transvine? We have a bunch of transvine. I know how you organic beings love to eat fruit or whatever. Frankly, I find it disgusting, but you do you. You know, just do you over on the other side of the galaxy. They don't want the transvine at all, it seems like. We have a lot of blue cap mold. You people like science, right? Oh, that's close. He might accept this. He might not, though. And if he doesn't, then I would have to rebuild the deal. So I'm going to add another thing to it. I'm going to try to get some blue bar visible. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so we can safely retreat from this battle because we have Olvaldi as a place to retreat to. And here, look, the war's over. Alright, you guys should come back immediately. Yeah, they need to get a handle on their partners there. That's a good move for them, though, I think, the declaration. The attack is real, like they have big fleets, they have semi-dangerous ships. We need to get those big ships finished quickly. Where is the tech that lets you do privateers? I'm kind of wondering if maybe once we have larger ships. Okay, it's right there. Once we have some larger ships, I wonder if it might be a good idea to unlock the privateer tech and then have a couple of fleets wearing no flag just go and do some damage to some Vulture facilities. Slow them down a little bit, you know.
All right. We're not inviting you into the labs yet, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, this is the danger of having alliances, is that your alliance mates might make changes to your diplomatic status that you were not prepared for them to make. Alright, get working on that stuff. Trading companies are doing some fine work. Things will look a little... Oh, a scroll bar has occurred now. So we can't see... I wish I could expand these. Okay, I don't know. It looks to me like you guys need additional fleets. I don't know, maybe. So at a rate of about 40,000 dust per turn, we have to make about 1 million dust. Well, less than 1 million dust. We have to make about 850,000 dust. At a rate of 40,000 dust per turn, we're talking about a victory that's not that far off. We can get this number up, though. So you can redeclare war during a truce, but it's expensive. And declaring war directly from peace was also expensive. Like, the influence cost of doing that is non-trivial. So I would not expect them to do it again. That said, maybe that's not a safe expectation.
Your deeds, a special place in the void awaits you.
Oh, hold on. We'll be right with you. Let me move these vine ships to Galter. Okay, Omicron. What is... Boy, the AI sure is doing a lot of stuff.
Know that we will do everything to...
Okay. So they're concerned because we now have the Pacific conversion technology. And they were starting to see conversion progress. The way this works is that, as you can see here, we are currently 0% converting. If every turn, this number will go up by 3%. If it gets to 100%, we can just click the button and it becomes our system. Their people would rather be in our empire than theirs. We can also pay influence to accelerate the process, and the current, you can see the base price of that is fairly high, and the current conversion progress will function as a discount. So the more converted they are, the less it will take for us to take their systems over. They are noticing that this is a possibility for us. They're not happy about it. But you know what? They had a chance to not settle my constellation. They chose not to take that opportunity, and now a price will be paid. Probably. I don't know that I even will steal their stuff. Like, I don't know if it's valuable enough to me to do that. Alright, dust per turn numbers are continuing to go up. We've hit 10 Hiroshims. Not a big deal. Like, our government is even more pacifist than it was before. Huh, I have 9 dust water? Really? Well, I don't really want to boost these guys. We're bringing in dust water through the trading companies? Yeah, okay. Actually, we're bringing in a fair amount of stuff through some of these. Our rate of dust water gain is 7.5. We should build a thing here. What's our income rate on this? 3.4, 6.4 on this. We could definitely do some top-level designs here. Really don't need the red sang. Like, I would love to make this out of another third. They're just so cheap, you know. It's so cheap to use third-tier resources for stuff. Okay, so we'll be able to do a little more often than every 10 turns. We'll be able to cap a system off. So we're going to want to make sure that we save some money to buy up resources for the level 3 modernization. We don't need to do it right now because we have 2 or 3 systems at level 3 already, so those can be the first ones that go to level 4, obviously. Kuma should really be level 2. Okay, trading companies. I've basically done no trading company work at all this entire series, but generally I would not recommend doing that. Trading companies are very good. Oh, we discovered that there's dust water on Baten. So the way it works is the trading companies will produce some amount of resources from systems that they travel through. So like a trading company running through here is getting some meta intactogen and getting some dust water. And we kind of got lucky that we had settled systems that have good resources on them. Also, we can just buy this out, and we probably should do that. Place will be a lot happier when it's a forest. I guess it will be producing less. Yeah, it's not sterile anymore, huh? Yeah. Okay, there's a reason not to do that, I guess. We are getting some resources from it being sterile. Or we were going to be getting some resources from it being sterile. But look at all the population space, man. That's pretty hard to argue with. And we still have a sterile world over here, so it's still worth building this, I think.
For your deeds, a special
Hold on, I'll be right with you. Let's let all of the diplomatic stuff for the turn roll in, and then we'll deal with it. Deal with it all at once. Emperor Tech Seeker is on Rassam, increasing the rate at which it gathers resources. I think I'm going to switch him to Batan, actually, so we get this stuff faster. Right, because the, wait, what's the bottleneck? The bottleneck is Meta and Tactogen, yeah. Let's grab Burra Tech Seeker and bring him over here. It looks like we've got all of our diplomatic offers for the turn. So we're short a little bit of adamantium for this. And MXBA, which is powerful, unfortunately requires a resource that we don't have any mining for. Well, I'm gonna have this ship, this system do 1 turn worth of science building. We're just burning time until liquid composites become available. I mean, we're not burning time. Obviously, that science is actually valuable. Centaurus has some basic stuff to build still. I mean, it's never going to be super valuable. There are no anomalies here. I mean, this is 20 science, I guess. Is that the most valuable thing we can build here? What is our trade value over here? Low. Yeah, we're probably better off just making a thing that gives 20 science. Centaurus is never going to be a high-value system. Artemis, you need to... So do I want to keep you sterile, I guess, is the question. You are actually producing more dust per turn as a cold planet than you would as another type as well. Yeah, you know what? Let's keep it sterile. And if we're going to keep it sterile, it makes a lot of sense to build this. Our dust plan is a little bit at odds with our forest plan, because obviously, all of a sudden, we want all of our worlds to be sterile, which is weird. Okay. So if I refuse, I will increase my pressure on them, which has no effect effectively because we have maximum pressure on them. If I accept, no, we're going to refuse. They might not like it. They might attack us.
For your deeds, a special place in
So
the
be
void
it.
awaits you.
If it happens, it happens. We will deal with it. We forced them back to peace recently. It's like I said, it's expensive to change your diplomatic level by multiple steps, but it's especially expensive to do it after a change, like a short time after. So I don't expect them to declare war on us anytime soon. I doubt they can afford it. A lot of ships running around here. Okay, we were successful in increasing the amount of science produced in, per turn in the galaxy, and actually successful enough that we were on the chart. I have done a lot of gaining science recently. Oh, they broke the roots off of Auva. That makes sense. Yeah, no roots on Karana either. They have a strong feeling about that. Well, fortunately, the being able to root through the wormhole has made this area a little bit more resilient. I'm not exactly sure how breaking the roots off works. I know it's something you can do, but if it's something you... I don't know how you do it. I've never, like... How would you break the roots off of the system? And if you could, why wouldn't everybody just do it immediately? Or maybe the roots, you know what, the roots probably broke off during that brief period that we were at war. Or the process of them breaking off started or something. So, let's talk about carriers. We have access to better ships now. We should probably build some. How long will it take now is to put one of these out? 4 turns. That's, like, extremely reasonable. That's a lot faster than I was guessing. 3 turns over here. Okay, we're going to make a couple of these. So let's design them up. The Hurricane. Alright, we do not have access to a lot of good weapons, but you can counter some of that by just having big ships. So we're gonna strip this thing down and we're gonna make some plans here. So looking at our weapons, we have a 14 DPS beam, a 21 DPS laser, a 19 DPS beam, 39 DPS bullets. Yeah, okay, I mean that's not hard math, I guess. I guess we'll just... all of the weapon slots are bullets. This one, in particular, is worth noting. This is a heavy mount. It's much more effective. So let's put an antimatter lenser on here. That's going to increase the antimatter cost of the ship considerably, but we have good antimatter income. This will increase the chance of this ship to be targeted and cause it to be repaired during battle. 15% of the amount of HP these ships bring in is not an inconsiderable amount of extra damage for enemies to have to deal. And then I think we'll go, like, split our defenses a little bit. 272 energy defense and about 240 projectile defense, plus health bonus, plus shielding. And then we have another slot here. Oh, yeah, that's where the engine goes. We should probably put engines in them. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that design. I don't think it's actually terribly different than the initial design. But, at the very least, the antimatter lensers, I think, should be helpful. Okay, after we get cultural and verdicts, actually, we probably have to go up the military tree a little bit more, because I need more command points in my fleets in order to jam these big ships into them. So why don't we grab... like, focused plasma, maybe? Oh, we can get integrated weaponry. As we saw during our last game, integrated weaponry is very powerful. Makes it very difficult to attack planets. Let's grab that. We'll grab the nice defensive option. This is not a conquering fleet, is it a please don't blow us up while we're making all of the world's money fleet. So, things being what they are, we really don't have a ton of... like, I'm gonna go vine up Karana, right? We're pals right now. We're not. We're in a truce. I was gonna say we're pals in the sense that we're at peace, but we're not. And not being at peace means they could attack our ships, but actually I think they can't attack our ships during a truce. Although it's possible that I also can't vine their planets during a truce. In fact, I'm not allowed to go to Karana. So what do I want to do with these vine ships? I guess just send them back to my system? Yeah, I guess they just hang out here for a little while. So cultural and verdicts largely will just give us a bunch of approval. Because now we're less over our system cap than we used to be. Doesn't really matter, but we picked it because it is in the right tier, basically. I could have improved our other ship designs. I could have picked up these ship support modules. That actually might have been a better thing to do. Although those support modules are expensive. Expensive in terms of resources that we don't have a lot of to spend, unfortunately. Let's lower the amount of the amount of upkeep we're paying for this hero. I guess he's kind of used all of his useful skill points. Is Gelter close enough to be vined from Artemis? I don't see the little vines. Yeah, you can see there's like ghostly vines around the stuff that we can grab. So I guess we're just going to have to revine Aova. Alright, so we unlocked a new stage here. We got some extra law slots. Let's have a look at them, because we have quite a bit of influence that we could spend. So +2 food per population minus luxury cost for increasing growth rate. Maybe not that important. Hey, how about a huge amount of extra dust per turn? How about some of that? Turns out we do, in fact, need to generate more influence now. Do I want to... I probably don't want to just leave the slot empty, right? I don't want to do anything that's going to reduce our income, though. We certainly don't need this. We could turn the cram exam back on, now that we have the extra slot for it. We certainly are not in any danger approval-wise. Andromeda's not super happy, I guess. We've fallen below 100%. Yeah, part of that is that we're no longer at peace with 2 players. We will fix that as soon as the truce ends. So yeah, we could use some more industry, or some more influence. Yeah, I don't know. You guys don't really have anywhere to go. I do appreciate that Lumeris have stopped sending us weird cryptic threats every turn. I don't want to pull the vine ships like actually back, because I do want to vine up Korana as soon as we're back at peace. Alright, we're producing 28k per turn now. Assuming that the Lumeris are growing at a similar rate, which I don't think is unreasonable. Things are getting pretty good. We are not close enough. Okay, so we're going to have to wait, I think. Because obviously we can't vine this up right now. To wait until the truce is over. So this is the home world. We probably don't need integrated weaponry here. I don't know that we really benefit from increasing our rate of... you know what? Let's go ahead and build these. I was about to say increasing our rate of titanium and Hyperium mining, but actually we are constantly out of titanium, so never mind. Let's go ahead and do that. And then actually... yeah, we should probably get some more influence going. New laws are expensive, it turns out. Tell you to stop exploring, keep exploring. Yep, you guys are just waiting. How many turns are we talking about? Like 6? 5. Okay. So, command points. And then, I mean, we probably want to push... the next level of command points is +2 command points for every hull type you have researched. So it's a lot. Maybe we just want to wrap this tier up. Like, maybe grab boarding pods, because boarding pods are awesome. And they let us utilize the fact that we have a pretty good manpower income. Like, boarding pods and fleets. We have so much science, it's very cheap for us to do this. Okay. 836,000. Oh, hold on. I have a ton of constructions to assign yet. You guys could probably start working on increasing science. We only have 2 species here, so the center of light and life is not super great. And there are no pulsos on this system, huh? Whatever, we're fine. We're going to swap you guys over to atemporal finance and then build stuff. Be making all the dust you can make. Alright, Rassam needs orders. Honestly, yeah, make me another one of these. I'm just nervous. Let's be sure. Let's be sure we have enough stuff. Now see, out here we want integrated weaponry, badly. Is the hostile fauna a big deal? Not really. Huma is another place where I would actually really like the integrated weaponry, please. It's probably worth just buying AI labor. This planet, or this system, still has pretty poor production. And that's cheap enough we could just buy it. Okay. So Menace, I'm actually going to ask for some of this right away. We can plow a little bit of dust into frigates for our stuff. Alright, are we actually good? We are actually good. Now I'm going to go look at this number again. 836,000. Because I had already forgotten it. Again, not talking because I'm not confident I can hold the number in my head if I do. 836,000. Okay, wow, that was almost 60k. So yeah, the Lumeris are increasing their dust output. They're not increasing it as fast as we are. Yeah. I actually don't want to lose a huge amount of influence, especially not for this much time, so sure. You get paid. We're being briefly blockaded again with the pirates. The Lumières need to clean up Scythe. The remnants you once welcomed as refugees are now thriving members of your empire. I really like it when they do this. Events that are predicated on the existence of previous events, it makes it feel less like I rolled the dice and then a thing happened, which, I mean, is obviously absolutely what it is. And more like a sequence of real events is really, something about this really speaks to me. Okay, so, come forward claiming to understand many of the underworkings of the exotic military modules you have recently researched. Oh, that's cool. It triggers on this is an event that triggers on a specific thing if you had a previous event and dealt with it a particular way. So, we could lower our retrofit costs, but also our refill rate, or we could increase our retrofit costs and also our refill rate. I'm going to do the one that doesn't put any militarist political ideology into our government, because just building the ships is also getting the militarists fired up, and I don't want to push them too much. I don't want them to actually be in the government. Alright. So they went to Cold War with us. We can fix that.
Some things in this cosmos we have come to understand. You're not.
They're trying to gradually step themselves to being able to afford to declare war, but they don't have the influence to play this game with me. Sorry guys, my production is maybe just a little bit too good in this area. Speaking of which, how's this going? 16%, huh? Alright. It's coming. Okay, we completed a whole lot of text there. We went up another thing here, and we're going to grab Universal Aerodynamics. I'm going to grab Deniable Operations too while we're here, just so that we can privateer if I decide I want to. Alright, everybody's got important stuff to build. The numbers keep going up. For real though, I need you guys to deal with your pirates. I guess we have a bunch of ships over here. I will go deal with their pirates. That's what we'll do. This is something useful that these ships can do, instead of just sitting around and threatening Aova. So let's grab 3 needles. Actually, you know what? If I wait one more turn, I'm going to be able to merge all of those ships together into one big fleet. And we'll go wipe out the pirates that way.
We hail your rational leadership.
Cordial. I'm thinking that they might be coming to the conclusion that they can't do the thing they want to do, and so they might have to adapt to a new strategy. All right, we should probably expand our adamantium mining. That's worth doing. I assume we're pretty happy here. That's right. This is the system where we're not super happy. Well, we can fix that. I'm going to send a large ship to Menace. We're not allowed to use the star lanes over here because I can't go to Karana, so... Oh, that's right. There's not actually a star lane between these two systems. That was where the constellation break was. Alright, so we're improving our influence. That's good. We're waiting one more turn before we decide where we're going to put our warships. And we are still 3 turns off of the end of this truce. Yeah, the ability to maintain a government this complex and also still have positive influence income is not it's not a thing that comes easily to everybody. Part of it is that the Unfallen just have really good influence. Guardians help with that a lot, and our influence output is pretty good right now. And we haven't really put a lot of effort into it either. It could be a lot better. Alright, we should spend some money fixing up our... You have been unable to destroy the marauding Vogyani extremists. Nobody finished off the other, 2 fleets. That's the other couple of fleets. That's annoying, but not something I care about a huge amount. The reward for that quest was not crucial to us. Alright, so now our maximum fleet size is 22 command points. Let's take our 13 command points worth of combat ships and go clear out this pirate nest, because apparently it will never happen if I don't do it. Wow, it's going to take us forever to get over there. Well, I'm not too worried about the security of this area, because as you can see, the Lumeris are constantly running ships back and forth. They have a ton of stuff. I'm assuming that the trade value of Artemis is not super high. Actually, 52 is not bad at all. Oh, well, we do have a trading company actually on this system. So that being the case, these things are totally worth building. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let's look at our systems, sort by dust income. So actually, you can see a lot of our income is coming from our trading companies, not from the systems themselves. Let's make this happen. So we have nothing. We have no resources of those types. So we're going to buy 75 of this and 75 of this. You can see there are some inflation problems. The inflation is based on the total amount of dust produced in the galaxy. The higher this total amount, the higher the inflation factor. So if you are producing a lot of money, not only do you have a lot more buying power than other players, but you're actually reducing their buying power by causing inflation. So we'll do this. Go to Chang. Level 4 modernization. When that finishes, we'll do the level 3, and then when that finishes, we'll do the level 4. But I think we probably have enough resources that we can afford to just go to level 4 on this system as well, right? Yeah. Where are my other level 3s? I guess, actually, hold on.
Our friendship is
We
something
don't have enough
delicate.
resources to do a ton of level 4s, so let's hold off on that. New slot in our battle tactics set. Well, if we're ever about to engage in a real battle. In 20 turns, ensure that you have the highest level of Empire approval in the galaxy. Well, we will, but also the game will be over by then, I think. You know, why don't you just go to producing money? Increasing the trade value of this system is not a good use of our time, and I think probably will not actually even happen until after the game's over, given the rate of construction on that world. Yep, so we have to make about 450,000 more dust, and I do not foresee it being either a problem or a slow process. Yeah, these vine ships are still just waiting here, and those ones are still just waiting there. So we could privateer up some ships and just spite attack the other players. I don't know that I need to do that. It would be great if the ecologists could remain in power. Throw our official support behind them. Obviously, there's no risk of the pacifists being pushed out. Alright, our home system does love some ecologists, and they have a huge number of voters. It looks to me like we might end up... Oh, wait, don't want to speak too soon. I was going to say ecologist scientist. There's a lot of military votes in there. That's annoying. But we've got the Fair Trade Bill. Plus, lots of resources per empires in alliance and peace. We do not have the influence necessary to run that law forever, but we can run it for a little while. So yeah, we lost our plus 5% all resources per anomaly, which is a shame. So this is going to have us running a deficit. And it's a pretty bad one, actually. But we're working on it. Alright, Botan is level 3, so we may as well make it level 4. I think that's fine. Right, this is going to take us under the amount of resources that we need. That's going to be a few turns before we can fix that. Yeah, that's fine. Cheng can just continue work on the Body Language Institute in the meantime. Alright, now it says produce the Hurricane. I honestly think we probably don't need to build any more ships. I think we're probably good. So where do I want this one to go is the question. Let's keep this large ship over here by these guys, just so that they know what the score is. You are still waiting. You are still waiting. Uvaldi finished one of its dust improvements. Are we trading up here at all? We're not, right? There's no sense in building the trade value improvements. We are getting adamantium and stuff. Let's do mining improvements. We could be getting that a little faster. And also atemporal finance everywhere, always, forever. Okay. So we could now push to privateer and try to do some damage if we wanted. It would take 12 turns to get this +1 all resources on citizens. We're getting, we're right up on the end, though, here. It's not a bad... it's not a bad time for us to finish. It's not quite as quick as I would have liked. But we didn't have any real, major problems. Any huge screw-ups or anything. And being on a constellation with friendly Lumeris that also gives dust output is very nice. Okay, we're gonna have to repiece these guys this turn. That's pretty important.
Speak. Let us see if we can trust your words.
Okay, a very brief blockade. We will deal with it. It looks like they're moving ships over there, but they're not committing.
Do not press us too far. And do
That's
not
true. That is what I do.
I will consider this.
The other civilizations, the other players, are finally, I think, figuring out what the score is. It was just a little bit too late. There's a lot of things in these games, in 4X games in general, to discourage you from... Not to discourage you from warmongering, but to make warmongering have social consequences, I guess is maybe a better way to put it. Pretty sure we can just like really lean all the way into dust production now. And I'm gonna put this Hercon... yeah, let's have this one wait at Cersini. Sort of large ships stationed near the edges of the Empire where they can respond quickly in case things should occur. So yeah, there's a lot of, like, the AI will pay attention to if you're warmongering, and it will make you pay diplomatic prices for that. And there's a lot of warning and elbows and side-eye. It's not usually the case when you're playing peacefully, which maybe is something that should be fixed. Because as a peaceful player, I'm no less a threat in terms of winning the game. I guess a lot of these AIs are not designed to try to win. They're designed to try to provide a fun challenge, which is it's a very different sort of thing. Ah, look at that. This is a beautiful trading company. We're producing 36k per turn. I believe we surpassed the Lumeris last time we had checked, and it's probably the case that I'm continuing to pass them. We're getting further away. We're one turn short of the resources to max out Cheng. Oh, Cheng doesn't have careful sweeping yet. Okay, well that's a thing it can do for a turn.
Hey, how's it going? Good.
The Sophons like us. They want to be friends with us. It's just the Vaulters that are causing friction between us. They picked a bad alliance mate. It happens, you know? Okay, this happened. Then the next part of the photobomber thing was automatically, like, immediately completed by somebody else. Fair enough. Over 10k now. How are we doing? We are at 1.19 million. Oh, now that we've gone back to peace with these guys, we gotta start vining their systems up. Not that it matters. 1.19. This is me remembering. I'm remembering out loud right at this very moment. This is essentially the same genetic material that we're made of, right? That we're just kind of spreading all over people's systems. 1.19. Okay, so like 70,000 that turn? Yeah, we're just about done.
Well, if it isn't our favorite
We could probably just mash and turn a couple of times here. I don't know that we're going to be able to make any more large-scale improvements in the amount of time we have left. Plus 30% influence. Let's not do things that have a chance of creating major crises. Where we are at right now is a place that desires stability. What's the trade value of Baten? 92? Okay. Yeah, just make dust, I guess. I think, like, the amount of time it's going to take any other improvements to complete is too great. In fact, like, even this pirate thing is not going to get resolved. Our ships aren't going to make it over there in time. Alright. Well, we have a fleet now that I think... It's certainly not a fleet that we could, like, win a huge war with, but it's a fleet that's large enough that other empires would have to pause and think about attacking us for a moment. It's a fleet that's large enough to buy us time to make a fleet that we could win a large war with, basically. Wait a minute. We are not all dust specialized over here. Oh, you are. What am I doing?
Soon your...
Okay, yes. We're very impressed by how much diplomatic pressure you're exerting on us. I don't know what they think they're gaining there. So our government is actually still too expensive, but fortunately it's not by very much. Alright, we made it up to 44k. We are contributing. Nobody can say that we aren't. Yep, we are 120,000 dust out, which is, to say, like, 2 turns. Oh, it's just updated. Alright, so next turn is the victory. I do appreciate that the dust victory... I probably said this earlier in this game. But I do appreciate that the dust victory in this game makes a lot more sense than the economic victories in a lot of games because of the fact that dust is effectively sorcery. Like, if you just get enough of it, you can actually do anything, pretty much. What is everybody... we've been warred upon by green and purple. You guys, it's a little late for that.
What do you want?
Okay, so purple unilaterally declared war on us, and green was upset about it there. Well, yellows already have an anthem on Ying. Yeah, this would be really, really bad for you if there was much game left. Man, Cheng's outputs have gotten pretty alright, and this completing is only going to make them better. Actually, this completing is probably going to make our government, run positive. Okay, we did it. An allied economy victory. Honestly, toward the end there, we might have been able to chop a turn or two off of the victory by kicking the Lumeris out of the alliance. I'm not sure. Because we got ahead of them. But... loyalty's worth something, even if it's just loyalty to a computer, I guess. Let's see our ending. We earned this. Hey game, we earned this. And then you give... Okay, here we go.
Though the unfallen prevail and grow, the ancient spirit that is the heart may fade, like the lost, into history. But we remain strong and resolute, and the galaxy will feel our harmony.
Whether they want to or not. Alright, good stuff. A good victory, I think. Look at the Cravers' overall score. So where am I? I'm like just kind of in the tangle here. The Lumeris and I stayed pretty close in score the whole game. You can see here, this is the period of the AI having lots of advantages due to being on the highest difficulty, and then this is the catch-up period. This graph tells a better story. So actually, the Lumeris were ahead of us still. Huh, I thought from our little napkin math check-ins that I was leading by the end there, but I guess we were just doing really great work together, and in fact, it was strategically correct for both of us to maintain the alliance all the way to the end. Cool. Good. I like it. I like it when that happens. So yeah, that's going to be it for us for today. I had a really good time this game. I know that this isn't always the most visually exciting stuff, the internal victories, but something about the efficiency puzzle of it all just really appeals to me, and I had a lot of fun this game. Come back next time on Monday. We're going to start our Vodyani game. It's going to be very different, like really very different. I'm excited about that too, though, and we'll see you then.